Welcome to another edition of Arizona Living. Today we're going to talk about a new football team in a new league, the Arizona Hotshots. Stay tuned! So there's a brand new football league out there, for those of you that haven't heard, called the AAF, the Alliance of American Football. And they only have 8 teams. They are the Arizona Hotshots, Orlando Apollos, San Antonio Commanders, Salt Lake Stallions, Atlanta Legends, Birmingham Iron, San Diego Fleet, and the Memphis Express. So only 8 teams, and they only play 10 games. Now I'm aware of 2 different rules for this league. Number 1, they don't do kickoffs, because that leads to injuries and it takes time. So instead, they place the ball on the 25-yard line. I thought that was a good idea to speed up the game and avoid injuries. Second, there's no extra point after scoring a touchdown. So again, this speeds up the game because it takes time to bring out the kicking team, line them up, and then kick the ball. And 99% of the time they get the ball in anyway, so it's kind of boring. So they force every team to go for a conversion after a touchdown. Arizona's football team in this league is called the Hotshots. Now, I had never heard of a hotshot before. I had no idea what it was. But the team is named after the 19 Granite Mountain firefighters that lost their lives fighting a fire that was heading towards Prescott, or as the locals call it, Prescott. And you all know I love Prescott. Now, this was complete news to me. I had never heard of a hot shot. So these 19 firefighters, okay, guys and gals, go to forests to fight fires, okay? I had no idea that there were people that did this as a profession. So, you know, some of them, they arrive a couple miles away from the fires coming, and they'll take chainsaws and start cutting down all the trees and do various things to try to contain the fire. So they're not out there with like a little hose trying to fight the huge forest fire. You know, they're trying to stop it from spreading. You know, so during the game, I had no idea. I went to the game, by the way. During the game, they had this sound effect of like a chainsaw, and I had no idea at the time why we were playing a sound of a chainsaw in the middle of the game, you know, whenever the Hotshots did something good. And so now I know. So as I mentioned, I went to the game last week. The Hotshots were playing the Atlanta Legends, and they ended up losing. The stadium was pretty empty. It actually took place at Sun Devil Stadium. That was a first for me. I had never been to Sun Devil Stadium before. That is where, of course, the college ASU plays over here. And believe it or not, the Arizona Cardinals used to play at this stadium back in the day. It actually hosted, this teeny-weeny stadium, hosted a Super Bowl. And most notably, the scene from Jerry Maguire was actually recorded at Sun Devil Stadium. Tickets were really cheap. We paid $15 a head to sit in the end zone. And I'm told next week, in an effort to try to get more people to come, they're gonna have 50% off. So for $7, you can sit in the end zone. Now, food is expensive, of course. You know, I don't remember exactly how much the food costs, but it was not cheap. But that goes without saying. You're gonna pay somehow, you know? Now, in my opinion, this is only my opinion, I think the uniforms of the Arizona Hotshots are butt ugly. I mean, really, really ugly. I went to the little merch store they had at the stadium. They didn't have anything that fit me because, you know, I'm fat. So anyway, I went on Amazon. They sell stuff at 3X in Amazon. So I'll probably get a shirt from there. So I ended up going to Dick's Sporting Goods, and they have a whole mess of stuff. Let me show you what that looks like over here. Look, they got shirts and hats and sweaters. They got all sorts of stuff. They got the coffee mugs, everything with the Arizona Hotshots. Now, the merch looks pretty good for the most part, but I still think the uniforms are butt ugly. During the game, they actually retired the number 19, since there were 19 Hotshots that perished during that fire near Prescott. And they had the families on the field for the whole ceremony. It was actually kind of sad, you know. You go to a sporting event, and I understand why they're doing it. It's better than just, say, an animal for like a mascot. But it just felt really weird that they would choose these 19 firefighters as like a mascot for a football team. I just thought it was weird. You know, and so what, every game you're going to go and it's going to remind you of these 19 guys that passed away. I get it. It's like kind of like to memorialize them. I get it. The survivors from that fire, their teammates are okay with it, so I should be okay with it. I don't know. It seems weird to me that every game is going to be a little bit of a downer to remember that these 19 guys died, you know, fighting a fire for us so we could live. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? So let's close it there, guys. A little awkward, but let's close it. Please like, subscribe, let me know below. How do you feel about them naming a football team in Arizona after 19 firefighters, hotshots that perished trying to save us? Till next time!